Okay, and everybody ready?
Yeah.
Evan, you're making a lot of
Yeah.
noises there. James, you good?
Me? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hello, and welcome to this week's Comic Buzz podcast. I'm Stephen, and this week we have Evan. Hello, Evan.
Hello.
We had trouble there. We needed to bootstrap him into the podcast there. Some technical issues. They'll happen. We have James.
Hey.
And this week we'll start off with the usual, what everybody's been doing and enjoying, and you know, experiencing for over this week. Uh, how about yourself, James? What have you? What kind of things have you been looking at, reading, the the like?
I've been catching up on my TV shows and I discovered a nice kind of new one called Mr. Robot.
Oh, I've heard about that. That's the one. Is that Christian Slater?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart in it. And kind of
Wow.
like tonally and aesthetically, it's very like kind of like Fight Club and Social Network. It's a
Huh.
definite Fincher vibe, and there's a lot of kind of like, is this actually going on in the guy's head? Or
Right.
is it actually in the real world? And it's really kind of cool. It's very engaging.
That seems good.
Yeah.
Any reading from yourself or? Well,
Yeah, I am just gonna try and remember what the heck I was reading. It's American Vampire.
is that's the Scott Snyder one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite
I haven't
enjoying
read
that.
much of that myself yet. No,
And The
I like
Bunker, which is great fun.
yeah.
The Legacy of Luther Strode.
On title alone.
Yeah, it's like the third part of this kind of like volume. It's like the final volume, and it's basically ultra violence, like each week or each month. Like
And
you
does
just
Ultraviolence did they do a good job of making the well?
it's
It,
told
it,
in a compelling enough fashion. Like you have like these like exceptionally bloody and lengthy fight scenes, and it kind of it just the way the writer does it, he just kind of keeps it kind of like you keeps your interest, and he kind of keeps it with characters as well. So you kind of like the
yeah,
bad guys are suitably despicable, and you go, yeah, I want this guy's face to be kind of like kicked in, and then you're kind of going, yay, when the bad guy's face is kicked in.
sounds satisfying. It's just I think I'd have to see how that works in the printed form rather than the movement. But from the sound of it, you managed to do it. Or she.
It's
So
a Luther. He's like he's like this kind of like wimp, and he gets one of these like muscle magazines, and he discovers that he can like got super zen secrets of how to manipulate his muscles and becoming like almost like superhumanly strong. Well, he is superhumanly strong,
hmm.
and he's kind of like it's almost like he discovers he's Neo,
Yeah.
as it were, but just by through
Yes.
the power of self belief.
Sounds like
It
from
turns out
what
that
I've seen,
other people.
it maybe he finds out that he's more like Ken Shiro from the North Star.
Yep, there's a definite that vibe, and like
Can I do it?
X-Men's Hallow, like a Grant Morrison kind of comic. It's very like that. Yeah,
Can I do the Fist of the North Star thing? I
How do you mean?
really need to do it. Really need to get it out of my system.
do
Go
it.
on.
And do you feel better?
A bit better. But I feel like something should explode now.
Yeah,
Well, how do we know something didn't? There's plenty of things
Just
in the world,
boom.
Evan.
I
Something
suppose
somewhere
so,
has
yeah.
exploded, and it could be someone's nanny. How do you feel about that, Evan?
I'd love to know if there's an episode of this North Star out there where he's just like beating up a grandmother.
Yeah,
Just doing that like
'cause she cuts people into slices with her knitting. Uh,
post-apocalyptic knitting.
of course. What other type is there?
right.
True,
But
actually.
I think we better pass over to Evan what he's been doing for the week because
Yeah,
he just got the energy of a North Star.
Yeah, it's funny enough because this week was kind of a wind down week. I was really busy the week before, hence my absence. But I was watching Adventure Time for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of really enjoying it. Like I don't know. I can't quite. Can you put your finger on why Adventure Time is so popular? I don't really know why I like it.
I
Is it
think
just
just
that it's so
originality.
silly that it gets
It's
to it?
just
Huh?
Yeah.
it's nothing like you'd ever seen before. It's just originality. Like, like
Yeah,
a lot of things have that kind of weird, but adult and also accessible for kids thing, like SpongeBob or so, most of the Nickelodeon ones of recent times. But it doesn't rely on anything that much of the old design or tropes. It just does weird
yeah.
new stuff, you know?
Weird stuff. Yeah, yeah. And just like hearing John DiMaggio as Jake, I always get a kick out of that. Like he just nails that dog role really.
I think that's just his basic voice for Jake. Unlike some of the
Yeah,
other characters that are a bit more like, like Bender is a bit more gruff than his normal voice.
yeah.
Uh,
And, I rewatched the I can't remember, was it I can't remember the name of the panel, but it was DiMaggio and a bunch of other voice actors basically doing Star Wars the radio play.
oh
I
yeah, I
put it
remember
up
that
on
one.
my
Yeah.
Facebook page and I just watched it again and I love that. I love that show so much. Like
Yeah.
it's just when DiMaggio just like throws the rules out the window, he just says, "Wait, we can curse now," and he just starts interrupting everyone. It's good. But other than that, then I'm on a bit of a Resident Evil binge this week. I have RE Remake on download right now. It's not downloaded yet, but I'm looking forward to playing that this week. And comics wise, I only got the one, which was Fade Out 7. I'm not sure if I'll do a full review. I might wait and see if I can do like I did the last time and review it along with something else because not a lot happens in this issue. It's still very good, but not quite much going on in it this issue anyway.
Oh, cool. I'll move on to myself there. Um, as always, forever alone.
Oh, that kind of got dark.
Yeah, that's it.
but yeah, no.
I'm
As
gonna
far
watch
as
more Adventure Time now, make myself feel better.
yeah, well, I still have to watch quite a bit of it as well. Um,
Yeah,
there's what I have been watching is something again coming late to the party for me is Parks and Rec. I only just watched the full first season there myself, and it is very good. I've been told that it does get better, especially Chris Pratt's character is not as good in the first season as he gets later on. Though
yeah.
I'm already loving Ron Swanson, the ultra male deputy, what would you call him, director of Parks and Rec.
The
Um,
mustache.
yeah,
Yeah,
him with the mustache. Yeah, him
it's
of the
Mustache
epic.
of
mustache.
Yeah.
Parker.
But
His official title.
yep, that's his official title. That's Nick Offerman's official title. I have seen a stand-up called American Ham, which is very good. Uh, he has this kind of stand-up show deal. I think it's available on Netflix if anybody has that service, but I'm sure you can find it other places. Um, but as far as comics, I caught up on quite a bit. I finished Monster Mowers, which was a lot of fun. Uh, Not too serious, not too intricate, just a lot of great fun ideas and great dialogue. And that's about it for now. Eagerly awaiting Injection and the upcoming return of Sex Criminals. So I think we'll kick into it. First of
Yeah,
all,
let's
we've
go.
got some we've got some comic book news, and we've got Grant Morrison being a mentalist again. Uh,
Let's see, it's
he
wont to do.
as he's wont to do, but he's always an entertaining mentalist, not like Frank Miller can be an
Which is a sad, sad
just
mentalist.
sad, sometimes worrying
Yeah,
mental. Um, he has decided that he's going to do a kind of all-star Santa Claus and go back and write his version of the Santa Claus legend. So it's gonna be like Saint Nicholas or Klaus as it's called. The book will be just called Klaus, with a
like
K.
like mouse, is it?
Yes, pretty
Yeah.
much that.
Yeah.
Klaus with a KL, and a US, and he's basically going to do the Conan the Barbarian, Lord of the Rings version of
Santa
the
Claus myth.
Saint Nicholas legend, including some of the Viking stuff that is the basis for a lot of the Santa Claus legend, like
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
because it may be based slightly on Loki, not Loki, Odin.
Odin, yeah.
Odin, because he did put out socks for his many hoofed beast, deer, that he rode around on Snolnir. I think it's pronounced. But that's another story here. But it's be coming out on the it'll be coming out soon enough, and the art is lovely by Dan Mora here, and he he says he thinks it's such a franchisable thing. It allows him to create his own Batman or his own Doctor Who in the form of Santa Claus.
But
Uh, I suppose
yeah, if you made a kind of seasonal thing out of it, yeah, sure.
yeah, and also to be honest now, Santa Claus is a bit of a corporate icon that more than the character that he started out as.
Hard to know which is more like more in the kind of corporate ladder kind of sense, like which is more up there, Santa or Superman, like.
Yeah, and so we'll see if Grant Morrison manages to do his big fantasy sexy superhero Santa as he puts here. But I'm sure you'll do a good job of a character nevertheless. It'll definitely be enjoyable in a
I'm just
sense.
I'm just looking at the picture. Is that a reindeer dead slung over his shoulder? Am I right
Yeah,
in
I believe
thinking
he's been hunted with his pet wolf.
that? Uh,
I think
the
with that,
more the more I learn about this, go
James,
on.
what do you think
Sorry.
of that?
I think it looks spectacular.
Yeah,
It
no,
looks kind of
the art in the very least is, and it's
yeah.
evocative as well. It looks like it looks beautiful. Uh,
Looks very
it's got,
birthright kind of thing.
yeah, like it's got an almost painted look to it, but it's not. It's just like nice and well colored and
I
well
think
constructed.
as insane as this sounds, like Grant Morrison always does something that bit extra. Like when you read it, like it seems that we already have an image of what's going to be how mad this is.
Mm.
He's going to bring something else to it that we go, holy crap, that didn't. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, would be holy crap. What are the scorpion gods telling him to do in his trances now?
Yeah, like it's going to be like he's going to fight Krampus as well. Krampus has to.
Uh,
Probably.
uh,
Who's most of the Krampus?
So yeah, you just don't know. Like somehow makes his outrageous stuff work anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes when he tries to go too sciencey, that's where he loses us. The outrageous stuff somehow he brings us back. Uh, the sillier it is, but no, no, that looks very interesting, and we'll we'll move on to the movie news. First off, what we'll go to the information that during the premiere of Ant-Man during this week on Monday, Stanley only just made it, having to rush himself into hospital for unknown reasons. Now, there hasn't been made an
he's
official
old.
result. Yeah,
That's
okay, fair enough.
there you go.
Sure you phoned the ambulance going, I'm old, get me an ambulance.
Yeah.
Not Grandpa Simpson. Uh, but yeah, I need a calmative. Uh, but he he promised he'd be at the premiere, and he was. So I don't think
Hate it.
it's that serious. But he is a 92-year-old man, so uh,
Yeah, fair play to him
we're
to
not like
go the extra mile
we're
there.
not starting like a Stanley death clock, but don't be surprised or anything. Uh, but the
Like he'll keep on trucking like as long as he can. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah, he lives for this. Like this is what keeps him going. It's kind of like most people be retired by now, and then like when you have nothing to do, you seem to pass pretty quickly.
Yeah,
But because he
no,
loves this,
this
he's
this
just
is
so
keeping him
steeped in it.
alive,
He's got
and he
that
does.
joy for it, and that just keeps that spring in his step.
You can see that though. You can see that he has a massive amount of joy for what he's doing. You
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
However,
and I mean, he loves like everything about it,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
it'll be literally when his body cannot keep up with like that enthusiasm.
yeah. I do think that like probably in reality he needs to do this in small bursts. But even at that age, that's what he does portray when we see him is an incredible amount of energy, uh,
Yeah.
and just joy for everything,
At
So,
this point, no one would be surprised if he does like die. He definitely will be reanimated next issue, that kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
I just want him to turn into the Phoenix Force and like blow up a planet. Uh,
Uh, the screaming Excelsior as he ascends into the
yeah,
heavens,
you'll
that
be
kind of thing,
hearing the screams of
on a rainbow bridge.
yeah.
on a rainbow bridge.
But the fair play to him. And speaking of Ant-Man, he has some good news on an opinion that we think I probably think a lot of is James Gunn has seen the movie. James being the director and writer of Guardians of the Galaxy and very many other nice indie films before that. Uh, he has said that Ant-Man is brilliant, and he considers it his third favorite Marvel movie so far. And that sounds bad, but considering the Marvel movies we enjoyed so far, I don't think that's
Yeah.
a bad thing. And seeing some of the actual newer trailers, it just seems like it has a nice buddy comedy heist vibe to it that I wasn't aware of before.
So that what's that actor, the Hispanic actor's name, Michael Pena,
Michael
is it?
Cena, yeah.
Apparently he's got he's kind of steals a lot of his scenes.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing
And
wrong with
there
that.
was a
Once
press
once
show
he
about last
doesn't
week,
ruin
and
the movie, it doesn't end up being about him. Uh,
no, but I think whenever he's there, he's going to lift it that bit,
mm-mm.
and then like he'll do like it'll be if they do it properly, standout breakout characters always seem like they're used just enough that you love them, you remember them, but that you don't forget about everything else.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, he does say, yeah, Michael Pena kills it, and the movie's gonna make him a huge star. And now he was a really good star. Like uh, what was the cop movie?
Oh, you're another one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, he was very good in that.
Oh,
Uh,
oh
You're
to
God, I can't
watch
remember.
the other one.
something to watch.
End of what? Yeah, yeah, you said. Yeah,
Watch.
yeah.
End of watch.
End of
End
watch.
For
of
the
watch.
watch.
Yeah.
For
We
the
finally
watch.
did it.
With Jon
We
Snow again.
remember the movie.
Uh, but he he was very good in that, and it says even though Edgar Wright left, his spirit is true still felt through the movie. This is
There's so
it's
much prep that Wright put into that movie that they couldn't have kept it on schedule if they threw everything in the bin and started again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there'll still be a lot of his stuff there.
Yeah. So no, that I'm feeling very
Oh,
good.
it's well.
I was kind of starting to feel good. I'm less worried about it after seeing that last trailer because it did seem like it had something new. It was that kind of like heist thing going on. Like it was like Ocean's 11 for Marvel. There was a kind of back when Ocean's 11 didn't do all those weird sequels and ruin itself. You know, but Yeah, no, it definitely seemed that way. So that's definitely an up. I do respect him as a movie maker, and if he likes it, I think he wouldn't he wouldn't he'd actually pull back from saying anything if he didn't like it. So yeah, and yeah, I think he's just putting Iron Man above that, which it's a capable movie, and and the first one, and I'm not sure who he's putting in middle, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's either Avengers or the last Cap movie. Uh, but we'll move on there, and
When just before we finish off, when's that out again? It's this month. What's the day again?
I think it's actually August.
August.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's August.
Oh dear. Oh
Oh,
dear. That's a Disney fail.
it's a
Yeah,
snafu on my part.
That's a definite snafu because you'll be talking. There'll be digital copies of this online. Like
Oh,
three
yeah.
month 3 months away almost, and like you're talking.
I'm looking at the releases for Ireland, and it doesn't seem to be here on anything. I'm gonna have to look it up. See.
Generally, we're tied with the UK.
Oh no, but it had the UK. It has all the movies out there that are coming out in the UK anyway. So I'll
Well,
just look
according
it
to
up.
Cineworld, the UK, it's the 17th of July.
17th of July. Okay,
Yeah,
well then it's in July. I'm assuming that's right. Then we won't bother
yeah.
looking any further.
I was just
Uh,
thinking the Disney aspect is like some of the Pixar movies, they've waited like 4 or 5 months.
hmm.
Like I think Big Hero 6 was pretty much like out on Blu-ray in the US and like it got released in Europe.
Yeah, you know what? Though kids movies, they're waiting for the big kids holidays.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
why.
just like, if you're gonna have a friend in the US, you can say, "Hey, just like buy that Blu-ray for me and send it on over." And
Yeah,
then you're gonna go, "Ha ha ha."
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's cool. So what were you saying, Stephen? Sorry, I'm talking a tangent
Well,
there.
apparently, there's notes on someone asked Kevin Feige, that's how you pronounce it, yeah,
Feige, I think.
Feige,
Feige, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's another version of Sean Bean. He was
On me?
Sean Bean, uh, but see, I don't want to do anymore. I just want to leave it.
I won't be able to stop myself. It'll be just like that horrible sidekick catchphrase I'm gonna do now.
Oh, we're your sidekicks, James. Um, he says that he's disappointed too. It's actually it's just they can't slate any products or some projects at the moment. It's not really his call, but they want to concentrate on the movies first. And if they can do them, they
Yeah,
want them.
like yeah, it's not the head of the studio's call, you say. Yeah.
Well, like it is a big kind of. It's not like he's just kind of keeping it all together. He's not making all the decisions, I'd imagine. Not one, no one man can do that. Like,
I'm sure if he wanted it to happen, he can just go make this happen.
Take
But
out his big fuggy stick and
yeah,
wave it around. You're saying,
hit him slowly, hit him quick.
yep.
I bet that's what his wife calls it.
Oh, fanar fanar.
The magic Feige stick. But yeah, I'd say there was just like a lot of those may come about like maybe we're a bit of time, we can just do this little extra thing
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for just for giggles like that kind of way. I didn't even think they were very official things. I thought they were just like what would you call them?
or something.
What you say, sorry?
Thought there might be something like glorified outtakes.
Yeah, something like that. Something like oh we already have our like post credit scene. Let's just kind of put in the Blu-ray that kind of way.
Yeah. No,
Possibly.
was the last one Hail to the King? I think it probably was.
Which was
That's
great.
right.
Yeah,
That is a tremendous one shot.
yeah. And I like the smaller ones, like just the Colts and stuff. So you don't really have a Coulson anymore because he's not meant to be interacting with the main story.
Yeah, they haven't really addressed that in the movie universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume he'll have a bigger role maybe in say the word for me.
Civil War would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the other one? Not
Uh,
mutants.
Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Inhumans. There we go.
Maybe
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Actually, seen as his show was brought about, but they're not really dealing with
Genesis and
the
stuff
royal
like that.
family at all. So
Well, yeah.
um, they're keeping away from those characters to introduce them into the movie. Um, yeah. No, no. I love. He says that it's just busy as hell, and when the opportunity rises, he jump on it. But he, he says, "You look at me as if I'm the only person who controls the decision. I wish it was the case." So maybe he's not in control of the production time or the money, you know. So
Mm,
he's all the creative
yeah,
decisions, but if he's bound to lose something, he's not going to lose something in the movies. He's gonna lose the one shots.
yeah, yeah.
But that's that for now. And we've got apparently Magic Mike has actually in the American box office has outdone Terminator Genesis. So there you go, ladies and lads that like
Yeah.
men. Uh, sorry to be like heteronormative there, uh, but it
not the
has made more
weekend
money.
yet. It's not the weekend yet, but it is great counter programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
go ahead.
go on. Sorry, see. No, you go on.
Um, it has said that Alan Taylor has actually admitted that the trailers have given away a bit too much.
Yeah.
But most people seem to
Yeah,
like this version of the Terminator, and they're definitely better than the last two iterations of it. Though
yeah.
go ahead.
It's been kind of mixed in general for Genesis. I know we gave it a fairly good score and all that. A lot of other sites are giving it fairly low scoring,
Mm,
and it makes me wonder. This isn't the slam dunk that I think people were expecting when James Cameron endorsed it, and then
yeah,
I realized James Cameron is more than capable of just saying something to troll people. Like,
I
I
can't
don't
you
know
can't
if
blame him. Obviously he saw some stuff and liked it.
yeah,
And like but I
yeah,
think
maybe it's
ultimately the
just
guy doesn't
polarizing.
care. He's so past Terminator that like he's yeah, whatever. Yeah, this one's not too bad, I suppose. It's better than the last lot.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you're going, see this movie, it will melt your eyeballs. It's gonna be
They wouldn't put that in the trailer like Cameron saying, "Yeah, it's better than the last one."
yeah.
You did say that though, in a roundabout way, saying that it was like
The
Yeah,
official third movie or something, wasn't it?
what?
It's,
yeah,
his eyes is like the third movie.
Yeah, that's kind of putting down the other two.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah. I still maintain. I said this on Twitter the other night, but I still maintain that Salvation had better robot designs of the series. Well,
no,
aside
I'm
from the main
willing to give that
Terminator.
to you. That's just,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course. Yes, 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 yes. Of course. But
I the
that's
HKs and things like that.
uh
The HKs and things like that. The
the
Hunter.
HK is the kidnapper like giant thing and the moto robot as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought they were pretty cool.
no. I definitely thought that the motorbike ones were pretty cool. I'm not overgone on big Goliath robots. Like it's like
Yeah.
if you want
Yeah,
that, okay.
The Goliath in particular for one scene where it's on top of like
What
the
about
ship. What do you say,
Yeah,
James?
when it sneaks up on the people, and then when it actually like rips the roof off, it has this like big meow, like
Well,
trans-
that's one, but the other was just a throwaway scene where the robot is on top, the giant robot is on top of a big ship where
yeah.
he's like put all the kidnapped people into it, and it actually merges with the ship. So it's like a piece of the hull, and I thought that was a really cool scene that didn't necessarily. like have to
Something
be
called
there, but it was
harvesters.
yeah, exactly. But it was a really cool shot, I felt anyway.
Yeah.
I like how all the robots kind of fitted into each other. Like the bikes fit into the harvester fits into the ship, that kind of thing.
It's all like this is the apparatus we need to kind of like harvest people.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like Skynet is just all about like being efficient and stuff like that and not wasting any space on anything.
I noticed actually in Salvation that that when they're in the kind of foundry building the Terminators.
Mm.
'Cause I used to
Yeah.
work for Intel, and like the some of the equipment they have in there is like part of what you I could actually recognize certain equipment saying that's actually part of like a semiconductor fab. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Because that's what you
Like
don't see in there if you were building processors and like, logic boards and things like that.
Mm.
yeah.
So,
Well,
Hard drives they
I
made in.
can't say much. I can't say much to save the direction or anything like that. I can say that the like set design and creature design were pretty good. So
I
well
thought
done to
the
the
action
artist
was
on that
well
one.
done. So I can't slag off McJay on that. I think he just kind of got the script, and no matter how he didn't really actually have any idea of storytelling in terms of changing the story to make it work as a whole, but like he
Yeah,
did what was on the page and
it
transferred
could
that
it
faithfully to the screen.
it could have been far worse, basically. But yeah, it rolled along anyway. It didn't wander about at least anyway.
Yeah.
One bit of news I heard just last minute there. They have announced finally who Matt Smith will be.
Oh, hush now, hush now.
What?
Don't know. I haven't
Don't want
seen
to
it.
know.
Okay, okay, block your ears, James, because I actually want to know.
Oh my
You want to look?
Okay, say it quickly when we count to three. Stephen, you can say it, and James, you can block your ears,
God.
okay?
Years go.
Okay, he's an embodiment of Skynet somehow.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You good, James?
You freaking blabs.
What?
Go for it, you big blabbermouth.
No, we
Oh,
said it. We
people can
said
read
it.
on the internet, you know.
I could, but I just wanted to like there seems to be so little surprises left in that movie
Uh, did you
that I
hear
wouldn't
it?
mind just having
Did you hear what we said?
no.
Okay, good,
That's
because
fine. That's
it
good.
was
That's
your
good.
choice. We wanted you not to hear
Yeah.
it.
But you
But
just had to go and say it anyway.
yeah, this one. Okay, well, we'll move on from that. I will most likely be seeing that before the next week's show. So I'll give will some of us will be able to give an idea of what we thought of that Genesis. Not Magic Mike, though I hear it's actually a lot better than you think. Uh, but it's just I think we're too we like we'll just have to run out and screaming no homo like as we move as we go out the cinema. Um,
It just comes with the bachelor life that we have no incentive to go see it, really.
yeah. I no, I hear the first one was actually really clever. And then it was more it wasn't about just like showing men and their abs.
I was looking on Twitter again today, and Mara Wilson
Yeah.
was actually saying, you know what, like we should just like I just go to see it not because I think Channing Tatum is hot, but because I think he's just a big golden Labrador Retriever, like.
Yeah. Like this is the end.
uh,
But and to move on, we have issues with the Vertigo movies, the DC Vertigo movies. They actually moved the whole movie slate onto New Line, which is a subsidiary indie company, which is probably not even an indie company now. Again, now there's not really any really indie comic companies. It's an indie company the same way Miramax is still an
Yeah, like
indie company.
New Line are the kind of like studio that did Lord of the Rings, so it's not as
Yeah.
if they were like small fry.
Yeah, but I think they want to
yeah.
leave Warner Brothers Studio up to the actual superhero movies.
Yeah.
Now, the kind of weird one that's going to be with Justice League Dark is still going to be with WB because it's still technically a superhero movie rather than a Vertigo property like Sandman.
Yeah.
Um, but that unfortunately has lost its Guillermo del Toro. He's out of working on that one.
He's left
Incidentally,
so many projects. I'm numb to it. Like it's a slight disappointment, but I go, no matter what that guy signs up for, you go, maybe in 2 years he's going to just drop out of it. So I'm not going to get any enthusiasm yet.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, how does he even make money? I love the guy, don't get me wrong, but he has dropped out of so well. A lot of the stuff he hadn't a chance to, like, a choice in the matter, but it's just like how many he has Crimson Peak, and I'm really looking forward to that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What else does he have this year at all?
Well,
Like the
well,
amount of
he's still
stuff
in.
over the years that he had to drop.
Pacific Rim
What?
2 is going ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not until 2017 actually coming out. So
But that's still
he
the
get
time that
advance
will
on that.
take. The post production on Pacific Rim 2 will be colossal.
Yeah,
So you could shoot it
Yeah.
next year, and then the next year after that will be complete like effects work.
and Ron Perlman's really pushing for Hellboy 3.
He's hinting some crazy stuff
Yeah,
on like Twitter and things like that.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
if you
He
believe
wants to
you're
drum up excitement for it.
Yeah, and then there was like At the Mountains of Madness that Del Toro was behind, and that fell through.
mm,
And then the most high profile one was the Hobbit films.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know
and
what? Del
Halo in
Toro should
between. Didn't he have something to do with Halo's movie?
He
it's something to do with
he was approached, and then he kind of went like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, he should just never work with studios, like big studios. It just doesn't suit him at all.
Mm.
Because he always does. He loves his weird film. Like Legendary are the exception because they like weird stuff, big
Yeah.
weird stuff. In fact, like, but every studio project he joins up with that he's asked to go on, he's bowed out. Like he's
Yeah.
bowed out or being dropped by default. Like there was that Konami thing as well. That was just a disaster, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't get us started.
We've said our
Boys,
piece on
hold
that
back.
anyway. Yeah, but it wasn't just that. It was the other one he was attached to as well. It's just, I know, like, maybe it's just that this happens a lot with directors, and it just so
Yeah.
happens that Del Toro, it gets publicized a lot when it's him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
It
so
might
because
be a
he's
case
like
of that.
he's one of those people like once you hear he's involved with something like you kind of really wish he takes it to the end, but so it's reported well, like whereas other people like you hardly hear it, like on it's you're more involved in the actual movie at the end rather than someone's actually specific has the whole creative view over it. Where if he has the whole creative view over it, you get an idea like this is at least going to be something well thought about and with a lot of passion,
Yeah,
if not the best movie you've ever seen, it's going to be very very there's going to be a lot to it,
yeah.
um
I'm just glad he seems to have a lot of enthusiasm on reserve.
oh no,
Like
he seems
despite setbacks like that, he just keeps on trucking.
so and we've got a trailer this week that I thought was very interesting, is for Creed, the kind of Rocky spin-off
Yeah.
featuring Apollo Creed's son, that that was was born without a father thanks to Ivan Drago, uh,
Cool.
and his foray into boxing with later on with Rocky Balboa as a sort of mentor. And I don't know if this is just kind of beating a dead horse, or it looks interesting in its own right. Um, having sorry,
The, the Rocky cinematic universe,
yeah,
what they're setting up.
you
There's
know
going to be
they're gonna
there's
have
going to
a
be a
Paulie
post credit.
spin-off movie. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a post credit scene where Mister where no, all you see is just a man walk into a room and he walks out again and he's just wearing these big golden chains on his front.
uh,
I'm going, I pity the fool.
Oh god!
I was like,
You tell him come see me.
yeah,
Although I remember seeing, what was it? Was it Rocky Four with Ivan Drago?
Yeah,
I saw that in the cinema, and like it was the most surreal cinematic experience I've had.
yeah.
I was gonna in the Ambassador, and that kind of has like a balcony section.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, you didn't even see movies downstairs. When it got
Yeah,
less popular, it was just the balcony section.
and the bit in the film like where Balboa's getting his face handed to him almost by Drago,
Yeah.
and then like Balboa kind of punches Drago and marks his face, and
Yeah.
like the entire audience like jumped up as if they're at an actual boxing match and started cheering and jumping up and down, giving it
Sounds like
loads.
you're
Like,
ready
and I
for
just thought,
Rocky Mania.
yeah, it's just like he captures that kind of like primal, like underdog spirit thing, and like
Yeah.
if they even get that in this movie, but the actor like his name's Jordan something or other,
Yeah.
like he's like
Michael
Guy who
B.
played
Jordan.
Drago.
Yeah.
no, in Creed,
Creed
he
Jr.
has like half the kind of
Oh, and
underdog
Creed. Oh,
stuff. Like he it could actually be a springboard to that Rocky universe.
Yeah. Oh no,
yeah.
it could be like I think it'd be really weird like if we got like a Spider Rico one shot, uh, or
But wasn't Rocky Five the exact same kind of thing? He was just like mentoring another boxer, wasn't that it?
yeah, but you kind of turned to the glory too much and the money too much. That was the thing, like yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's kind
then
of like he was showing the darker side. He had like brain damage as well and stuff like
yeah,
that, didn't he?
he had brain damage and they took him out of the game, and
Yeah.
though I think the whole Street Fight thing was like a bit silly with the ghost of Mickey.
Oh, although although Rocky Balboa did kind of like make it relevant again and kind of tapped into the zeitgeist of yesteryear as well.
Yeah, no, I think that was a much better film to end the actual strict Rocky
Yeah.
movies with than
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it would have been. So I'm glad it came around. Rocky Balboa or Rocky Six worked a lot better. Um,
Oh, we could actually finally make that Simpsons like Rocky Seven joke at last.
it will technically be Rocky Seven, I suppose.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
I
Rocky Seven.
I still
So,
do think he's going to make a Rambo another Rambo movie, but that kind of might work if he's old and grizzled. You know, Rambo's a different animal. It's allowed to be a bit sillier.
yeah, it didn't really work in his last one, did it?
A lot of people liked it, though he practically mowed over so many people with that gun. It's like,
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know actually First Blood is the only Rambo film I've ever seen,
yeah,
First
which
Blood.
is yeah, First Blood Part One. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I haven't seen any of the big gung ho action ones. I've only seen like the traumatized soldier coming back to a town that doesn't want him. That's the
oh
only one
yeah,
I've seen.
it's
Like,
really silly in America goes into Vietnam or wherever, like
And the third one is where he kind of like, sides with the Taliban. If it shows you how insane it was for the time.
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
yeah,
It's like the whole political makeup was completely different back then.
yeah, like America being friends with like that's no, that's the true American way. Just making friends with your future enemies, that kind of way.
Yeah, and giving them weapons, they end up.
Like oodles of weapons, in fact.
Yeah,
So it's like, look at this weapon. You can use it against us one day.
yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
anyway, anyway, Creed. That's Creed.
Nice dismount, Devin.
Eh.
Oh, the Segway has crashed and it's on fire.
There was that joke like okay, that's how every college student ends a presentation. Okay.
Okay then, dead silent. Anyway, what's next, man?
Just to go through some of the actual releases we have, it's actually quite pretty quiet from what I can see. Now, of course, we have to put Ant-Man in this, so I'd say July seems to be Terminator. Magic Mike is pretty big. Wait a minute. Uh,
Song of the Sea. That
movie, Song of the Sea. What's that about? I can't remember.
Song of the Sea is an interesting one, actually. A friend of mine, she actually said she used to live opposite the production studio, the animation studio in Kilkenny,
Yeah.
and she said it's one to watch out for. It looks really good. Same guys who did Secret of Kells.
Ah, right. Uh,
Yeah,
and other than that, it seems like just Inside Out and Eden. I hear is something big, but I'm not sure what that one is. Other than that, it seems actually quite a dull July for maybe some of them will be really good. Yeah,
yeah,
and
because
I was
the summer blockbuster model isn't quite as popular anymore because of international releases being so much
yeah.
bigger. So
So
you'd
we
only
will
get
think
one or
back
two
and
big
think about
ones.
big movies that are coming next year.
There's an August one that I find kind of hilarious because it bombs so spectacularly. Strange Magic.
Yeah,
That's like George Lucas's last movie.
yeah.
It's like some
Really?
animated like film, and apparently it's supposed to be. You just gonna go. George Lucas has no idea anymore.
Mm.
It's kind of like these like forest fairy things, and they just burst into song with kind of like pop hits for no real reason. It's
Oh
just
dear.
we just like a vision into how crazy George
What
Lucas
is the
is.
reason?
He
Too
kinda,
into
yeah.
girls is the reason.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna say it, but it's almost like they just Disney are guilty and go, yeah, we will release this in Europe and go, and we know it's gonna tank, but we're just doing it because, or they might have
Let's
a
just
where they have to do it.
let's kick it out the door so we don't have to ever see it again. That kind of
Yeah.
way.
Like it's been released on home video in the US, and they didn't even release it on Blu-ray. It was like on DVD, and that was it, and digital. Like, so you go,
Nice.
It's almost like contemptuously
I'm
just throwing it out there.
I'm just thinking though, like, is there any films, did you say, coming up next year? 2016 seems to be very quiet for them, doesn't it?
Actually, yeah.
For
Star
Disney,
Wars is the end of this year, isn't it?
Star Wars is the end of the year,
Yeah.
and then the first kind of huge one for next year is like for me is like Batman v Superman. That's out in March.
And is
Uh,
Suicide Squad later that year?
Yeah, it's the kind of like yeah, it's almost around the Guardians of the Galaxy time.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna have the
yeah.
usual two Marvel movies. So
Well, we're gonna have Civil War.
Yeah.
yeah.
Civil War's
Doctor Strange.
2017, is it?
Doctor Strange, the second Marvel movie?
Sorry?
Would it be Doctor Strange being
Say
the?
again, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they might change the dates between now and then anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the definitely looks like it's slowing up a bit this year.
Well,
Yeah, we were kind of spoiled this year, weren't we?
that looks good. I was talking about that a few weeks back.
Inside Out.
No, Inside Out and The Martian.
Oh, The Martian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that you were saying. Yeah.
I
Is
am.
that out yet, or is it?
They brought it forward. It was supposed to be out like the end of the year, but now it's October.
Yeah. I,
Okay.
I wrote
Yeah,
off
yeah.
like a really
We'll
bad
keep an
list,
eye on it
so that's
anyway.
not on this either. Uh,
Yeah, I think I'm going to close this list now. uh,
Yeah, we're
wasn't doing us any favors.
like you were looking at it going, yeah, we got nothing.
yeah. And I think looking at that one, I'm missing quite a bit. Um, but we'll move on anyway. So we'll what else do we have? We have on TV. We do actually have
Finishing.
some pictures and info on the new TV series Ash versus the Evil Dead, which as they're going to as we won't have probably won't have another Bruce Campbell Evil Dead movie.
Yeah.
This is kind of the
Well,
the, the
if you're
carry
getting
on from
weekly goodness, then I'm okay with that.
yeah. And yeah, I must say, like just
He
going
looks
on this
well.
picture, that Bruce Campbell looks like he's gotten a bit fitter than he looked during Burn Notice anyway.
Oh yeah, Burnout is. But I think the character was supposed to be slumming it in Miami anyway,
Yeah.
and I'd probably put on a heap of weight as well if I was slumming it in Miami.
Mm. Well, the quesadillas and all that, like all the lovely sandwiches. Like,
Oh yeah, and it'd be like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that, and you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, I'll have some of this, and then
it's like that movie Chef, like just
yeah,
you can buy that kind of stuff everywhere.
that's what I mean. Like it has this like doorstop of meat in your sandwich and grilled cheese all over it,
Yeah.
and it's deep fried, and you're just going, holy crap, this is like insane. But I love it.
What? Wait, what were we talking about again?
Sandwiches.
We're talking about how well Bruce Campbell, and somehow we went on a digression. Don't notice. It made sense if you're not keep up, man, keep up.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell is a beautiful sandwich.
That's what you heard out of all that. If that works for you,
That's all I heard. Yeah.
I've got I have read both of his books, and I would like to know how to make love to and like Bruce Campbell.
uh,
But I have no problem with him as some of the having love for the chin himself. Uh, but he as you can see, there's a great picture of him using a chainsaw, uh, and in his usual blue shirted gear, uh, and probably with his new sidekicks, the younger people that do some of the monster fighting with him. But apparently he's pretty so he's kind of like the older. He compares himself to the John Wayne role, where he's kind of like he's not the young virile one, but he's the one that knows everything and is tough as an SOB. Uh, but he's also still kind of stupid, which and he's kind of gonna be the one responsible for bringing the Deadites back. So uh, yeah, no, that looks very good, and it's gonna be a 10 episode season. Will air on the Stars Network in America later this year, so hopefully we see that pretty soon.
yeah.
I'd say it's the
cool.
second half of the year, so I'd say somewhere October or November. Yeah, if you were an American network, you'd probably start airing this around October, around Halloween time, much like Walking Dead does. You know?
Yeah. Good
But
stuff.
what do you think of that, boys?
Yeah, I agree.
Seems interesting. Seems interesting. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
and
considering we just lost a horror series, I suppose we kind of need another one to come up soon. Like
which one have we lost? Remind me. Probably. Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Constantine as well.
Hannibal.
Yeah,
Well, Hannibal,
Constantine.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm devastated with that show. But
I think that has too
Amazon
much of a
might
chance
come
to come back.
sweeping to the rescue.
Yeah, I'd say that has a better chance of coming back than Constantine because it's
Constantine's done.
yeah. Constantine's done. No, I mean it has a better chance now than Constantine ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a better chance of a comeback than God bless us. I like Constantine. I think
I thought the actor
especially
was
had
kind of
so
like,
much. The actor was brilliant. He
yeah.
was the best thing about it.
I just
Uh,
think the scripts, it wasn't edgy enough. If they actually had like Hannibal-esque edginess,
yeah.
you would
Or
have
if they
people would
could
have
have
been
just done it,
flocking to it.
if it wasn't a network show.
But
Simple as
Hannibal's
like
a
couldn't
network show, and
what?
then the latest episode of Hannibal was like, holy heck, how are they getting away with those shots?
Mm,
You know where like he kind of like guts Will Graham, and the camera is like literally from like the viewpoint of Will Graham's stomach,
ugh.
and you're gonna go, holy heck,
Yeah.
this is gore.
I think it's just a weirder sell to executives like
Yeah,
why Constantine needed to be darker and more gory because like they're still thinking of it as oh it's a magic superhero because they've still
yeah. I think like as soon as they hear it's from based on a comic, they kind of go, oh, it'll be light and fluffy and like they just don't seem to get why this character's endured for so long.
yeah and
Yeah,
like
and just like yeah. Sorry, go on.
I was just about to say like it's also has to be marketed in the same realm as the other comic book shows like I know Arrow is a bit darker than Flash, but like it's still not as dark as maybe Constantine should be.
Yeah. But I
Sorry.
think
But like, it just goes to show that.
if they let it be its own thing, it would have actually been really like it could have actually had a shot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think it says a lot. It just TV execs just can't quite get comics correct most of the time.
Mm.
Because if you think about it, like most comics are able to get away with darker stuff towards slightly younger demographics
Yeah, yeah,
because they can kind of show nasty stuff to teens and get away with it because it's a comic. But you
yeah.
can't do that in TV, like, and it's
No, it's
just
like people are paying
it's
more.
hard to it's yeah, it's hard to find someone who worked in comics who also went into TV at some point.
Mm.
Brian K. Vaughan's been in
And it just
TV, and his success rate is not good.
who?
Brian K.
Frank
Vaughan,
Avon.
the kind of writer of Saga, he's worked in TV, and like he
Yeah.
worked on Lost, and he kind of did some of the more like say decentish episodes, but ultimately knew Lost is a waste of time now, in hindsight. And he's behind the
Lost time.
awful, awful bloody Under the Dome.
Yeah.
Like that show,
Yeah.
Some
it's
of
like
those
you're baffled it's on
episodes
season
are good.
3, and you're going, how is this allowed to happen?
Yeah. Some people thought that was goofy fun though.
It's kind of falling into the it's so bad it's actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And I think we really wanted Dean Norris to get a good role after Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
I saw the last few episodes of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and he appeared in one of them, and I go,
I watched the first 5 of that. I'm quite liking it.
yeah, oh no, it's very very clever and funny.
Yeah.
Uh, you're in for a few more laughs before you finish that season
Like
there, James.
the plastic surgeon, I think in episode 4 of that was just
Oh, Martin
fantastic.
Short is the plastic surgeon, yeah.
It was like he was wearing David Duchovny's face. Like you look at it again, you're gonna go, that looks like someone just wearing a David Duchovny mask stretched across their face. And
Okay,
it's Martin Short steals the scenes in that moment.
okay. Well, and then I go,
Oh dear.
then I imagine like the next X Files series, which is coming soon. X Files is coming back later this year.
Yeah,
Uh, and I wonder if Martin Short's going to be in that with his Duchovny face.
I want to see that. I
Uh,
think that would be the most meta and genius thing they could do.
yeah, and he could have a red speedo on, like like in the Red Shooter.
Oh, that yeah, Duchovny, he's a strange actor, but God bless him, he's done some good stuff.
Yeah. No, no, I definitely think the leads in that, even when X Files got a bit ropey, that they always had fun with them, Anderson and Duchovny.
Yeah.
Uh, and there is some talk of people trying to get Frank Black and Millennium back as well.
Well, I don't know how the
Oh,
comic did, but that seemed pretty interesting, and it did have like Mulder in it.
yeah.
And yeah, I'd like to see them try and at least address some of the stuff.
Mm,
It kind of just ended.
yeah. But we're gone on a big tangent there, so I think we'll like move it on up, and we have some brief games news before we finish up. If any can explain
Yeah,
it
it's been a
quietly to me. Guy
It's
sneaks into
yeah,
studio, steals
it's been a
lunch.
quiet week.
I think the summer gaming, the summer gaming famine has kicked in.
So they're all stealing lunches.
Yeah, so this is headline news this week, which
Yeah.
is basically some Reddit guy decided like he knew that the developers of this game called Warframe, which is this free to play kind of online shooter thing,
Yeah.
he knew they were in Ontario, Canada, and he knew which kind of district and all that. He eventually found their office just by process of elimination, and he just kind of walked in. He just looked around. He saw, oh, there's a new game that they haven't announced yet. That looks kind of cool. Ooh, a fridge. And he basically like he gets caught. They give a call for lunchtime, and he goes in, gets a free lunch, and and he just
Oh, hey, Evan.
Evan,
Anyone?
Evan, we can't hear you now. He's gone out to get some free lunch.
Yeah, he's booking his flights to Ontario,
Yeah, as you would.
as one would.
I wouldn't mind going to Canada all the way.
I want to
What you
go.
say, guys?
I want to go snowboarding in Canada.
Hello?
We
Yeah,
can hear you
you
now.
dropped off there for a second, buddy.
You just told us about the part where you got the free lunch. If you can carry on anything else you have to say there, Evan.
Yeah, what part did what part did you lose me
Just
on?
about to get the free lunch.
Hello?
He's just
Free
about to
lunch?
get the free lunch.
Yeah, and he's walking out. Oh, for God's sake, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you. Yeah. Carry on. We're letting you
Hello?
talk.
Hello.
Hello. We can
You
hear
keep
you.
you keep cutting off. You keep cutting off.
Yeah. Well,
Hello?
trying to give you room to
Oh, this
talk.
is so weird.
So we're cutting on and off, are we? Even now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, start talking again now?
Hello.
You okay? You can hear us better? Can you hear us better now?
I can hear you, but it's kind of distorted and stuff. But anyway, like he basically just turns to they file out at the end of the day, and he turns to the guy beside him, and the guy beside him just looks at him and says, "Oh, see you tomorrow, buddy." And he says, "Yeah, I'll see you then."
oh, the
And
brazenness of it.
it was actually verified, and the community manager for Digital Extremes kind of said, "Look, we're Canadian, we're very welcoming and polite, but for the love of God, please don't trespass on our property." Which is yeah, it is a very Canadian thing to do. I have like relatives in Canada, and I stayed
Mhm.
over for a while, and they never locked their doors. Like even
Yeah.
these guys had a fingerprint scanner, and this guy just walked in right behind someone, and no one cared.
Some of these parts of Canada have bears. They don't lock their doors. Bears.
Yeah, no, it's just not the thing. It's not the done. Locking your door is not the done thing. And I was in Ontario itself, like, and that's very true. People just wander around. They're like, "Oh, hey, buddy, how are you?"
Want some poutine?
Yeah,
Which is
would you
something
like
I
some
really want to
poutine,
have.
and we can make some. We're making some Caesars around the back. You want to join us?
What's Caesars?
Caesars is a type of drink. It's like a Bloody Mary, tomato juice, salt, and stuff like that, and a
Right.
stick of
Never heard of
celery in
that
it
one.
too.
Hmm.
It's not great. My cousin loves them, but they're not great.
Yeah. Oh, well,
It's
I'll tell
like
you,
alcoholic soup.
you, you're preaching to the converted.
Like, yeah, sign me up.
uh, you
Alcoholic
have a
Lent.
cold alcoholic soup.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, maybe not.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
we'll move
that's
on
that.
there
Yeah.
to the end. To finish us up for a very very quick but punchy comic buzz podcast this week, and we'll just go on. Is there anything we're looking forward to? Comic blah, 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 blah.
Um.
Anything you guys are looking forward
Yeah.
to over the next week? Anything you want to see Genesis?
Um, no. I was like, if the,
Fair enough.
like Terminator Genesis, like I'm gonna go and see it, but you couldn't really kind of say, "Oh my God, I'm so hyped to see this movie."
Mm,
You're seeing it in the kind of
Yeah.
like
I think.
weird hope that it might be good, but you know it's probably not.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I think I'll give it a miss because I think they bit off more than they can chew with the marketing by giving everything away. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'm okay. There doesn't seem to be anything that would surprise me now.
Okay, well, if anybody of us goes to, we might give a spoiler-free opinion next week, other than myself. Um, But anything worth reading? I know this injection is this coming up, and probably a few things that you guys are looking at for reviews and stuff over the week.
Yeah, I actually didn't get a chance to review it, but I was really surprised to find out that Order of the Forge only has 3 issues, it seemed.
Hmm.
And I was actually really getting into that series, and it seems to be another case of like Supreme Blue Rose syndrome in that it seems to have been rushed out the door a bit. It seems to be a pet project that didn't quite pan out right. I feel anyway.
Well, I feel everybody should get inoculated for Supreme Blue Rose syndrome, and I'll be heading up the health
Yeah.
scheme. Donations on 5300 Supreme Blue Rose. Text to that number. Uh, but yeah, no, it was rushed
The
out, I'd say. Uh, there's not
Yeah,
actually
it's a
there's
shame
anything.
because like I
Go ahead.
go on. No, you go on. Sorry.
I was about to say that stuff like Rat Queen seems to be a lot of delays as well. Um, though that's partially because
Yeah,
the art
delays.
ill. I think they're changing him up in the next couple of issues. Though I really do like his stuff. So
Yeah, and I know a lot of Image series have been plagued with delays this year
yeah,
for some reason. I know Bitch Planet is late as well, which is really strange.
I
Well,
know
no, it's
Bitch
not
Planet.
strange, but it's just that. Well, oh, what? Come on, it's the title of it. What can I say?
Okay,
Like,
it's
it's
just the way
it's
you
like,
said
what do you call Inglorious Bastards?
it. Yeah, but
You don't call it inglorious. You just sound like an idiot.
yeah,
I'm with you. It's okay.
Yeah.
it's okay, Evan.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Don't go into the Mickey Fit chamber.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
stay
can have your
away.
teddy bear before you go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anything for
Oh
yourself,
no,
James?
let's not
Oh,
go there. Anyway,
anything for yourself? I think I've said all the things. Genesis, injection. Uh, there's a good there's a good few other things I'm probably missing, but I won't be able to think about them. Uh, nothing for yourself. Else for yourself there, James.
I'm kind of rereading a book series, kind of like by Lois McMaster Bujold, kind of like the Miles Verkozigan kind of books.
Say
And
all those names again,
Lois McMaster Bujold,
and then go into the name. of the book.
Miles Verkozigan. Yeah,
Brilliant.
but it's kind of like it's an old book series, like it's like 20 plus years old, but like yeah, they did about 15. And basically, the way you could say it is basically it's like Tyrion Lannister as a space captain, and like going this like it's a great book,
Yeah,
and like they kind of did these prequels about how he is. Like he's not actually like a dwarf,
yeah,
but he was kind of like damaged in utero, like by an attack on his mother, and he's got super like wits, and like his mouth is his biggest weapon.
yeah,
He can talk himself out of any kind
it's
of,
just it's
and
full
he's
of barbs and stuff like that.
yeah, like he just manages to like persuade people to do crazy stuff and gets in these insane situations.
yeah,
And like they're really likable, kind of like fast paced, and like great characters, and like you're just gonna go, yeah, I thought I'd reread them because I haven't read them for about like 15 years or something.
yeah.
So I'm going through them at the minute, and I'm going, yeah, these are just as good as I remember.
Nice. So there you go. There's
Cool.
the book corner with James.
That no
Uh,
one asked for.
yeah,
But you
in his
got it.
nook, in his nook. And we'll leave it for this week. Thank you for listening to us, anybody that strangely is. And we'll see you next week on the Comic Book Podcast for me, Stephen, and James,
Goodbye.
and lovely baby Evan.
Ickle Evan.
Uh, uh,
Bye.
see you, see you
Okay.
guys. Bye.
Thanks for having us. Bye.